What's going on, everyone? This is Dr. Mephisto and welcome to the ride. My guest today is one of my favorite dancers in the city and also my Afro-beat teacher, and I can't wait for you to discover him. Let's go!
What is happening?
Alright. Okay, I'm just gonna say that's the third time we do this shit right now.
Yep. Yep. I'm even going front.
Right. So you know the deal. Introduction, Mr.
Boy.
Plantain Percy.
Yes, you said it right. Thank you very much. So, you already know it's Plantain Percy. Plantain, also known as Percy Anane Dwumfour. If you want the exact pronunciation, Percy Anane Dwumfour. I am Canadian, but my parents are Ghanaian, so I do associate myself as a Ghanaian. I'm a dancer, all around artist. I love art, to be honest. I draw and paint as well. I think I can rap, but I really can't.
Don't say that. Don't say that because we're gonna do it now.
Oh, let's do it. Let's do it. I got skills.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got skills.
Alright.
I do car rap sessions, man.
I'm gonna have to beatbox, so I'm not gonna do it because I can't.
No, what you gotta do is play an instrumental.
No, I can't because I can upload it on YouTube after. If I put an instrumental, there's
Damn.
copyrights and shit.
Damn. All right, well.
I can beatbox.
I know you can. You're a DJ too. But yeah. Also part of Black Stars. Shout out to Black Stars. You already know.
Shout out to Esie.
Yeah, so that's my introduction. What's up?
Yeah, man. So I'm Dr. Mephisto. No, so yeah. So what's going on with you these days, man?
Oh man. It's a lot, to be honest. I feel like this year, or probably like a half of last year, I've been going through this like spiritual awakening. And just trying to discover myself, trying to find my purpose, what I'm put on this earth to do, really, and trying to understand my flaws and accepting it.
Okay.
So it's been a journey. That's what I've been going through.
What's your process?
My process is interesting. It's like, I don't want to say I'm being like distant, but it's more, I think I feel like I have to pull myself away just to understand myself more. I have to be alone in some situations. So yeah, it's a very interesting process.
Well, yeah, that's it's difficult to dig when there's constant distractions, right?
Exactly.
And so what triggered that?
I don't know what exact moment triggered it, to be honest, but last year I just been feeling really out of it and dull, and like I was just missing a spark. I was missing some inspiration.
I see.
I think for me, it's probably because I haven't really like found something for myself, I would say.
I see.
So for me, I'm trying to figure out what to do and how to do it. I think that's what really triggered it. Finding something for myself.
Is that something you do? Okay, so let's take a step back, because you introduce yourself as a dancer, artist, and everything, but you're my like Afro-beat teacher, so people don't know that yet. So what kind of dance you do? Like, you went too fast, man. You went too fast.
Well, you asked me what I've been doing nowadays.
There you go. Like, and like it's actually very interesting for me that you're saying that you're taking a step back, because you've been basically growing more and more in the past year or so, right? Like, doing more stuff. I've seen you everywhere now. And I felt like your following as well is growing. Like, you do some pretty big ass workshops, collaborations all over the place. So yeah, tell us more about this, and then let's go through the flaws, man.
Well, yeah, everything has been going well. Like, I can't really complain about my my dance career. Obviously, I love teaching, and with teaching, it gives me a lot of clarity as well in who I am, because as I started, whenever I started, I was like 21. I actually got the opportunity from Esie Mensah to start teaching in the city, because she was away. She was going away to Ghana for a while, and she needed someone to cover her classes. So she generously asked me to do it. And at that point, I was like so young. I was hella nervous, so scared. I'm 21 and I'm in a room with like mature people, like 30-year-olds, and they're looking at me to instruct them and to guide them through my knowledge. So that was probably like the scariest part of my teaching journey. But as I kept doing it, I got more comfortable and realized that this is something that I can actually do and help people understand the culture and give people knowledge and just help people grow. So I found some, I don't know what you would call it. Help me find the word.
You found some...
It's like clarity, but I found...
You had an epiphany or something.
Yeah, something like that. In teaching. So that was good. The other stuff that I do, that's just like literally just commercial work.
Yeah. So
I have an agency. I'm not gonna expose the name. Don't worry about that. I have an agency.
Oh, you can talk about anything you want.
Yeah, I have an agency, and they just literally just send me out to auditions. And these auditions can be very nerve-wracking sometimes.
Yeah.
You really don't know what they're expecting.
Yeah.
So you literally just go in there in a room of strangers, and you have to like put on your best face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes we're not even feeling it that day. You just have to like wing it, literally.
I know artist is this weird profession where you constantly have to prove that you're good for a job.
Yeah, it's like you're just seeking validation all the time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's interesting. I think that is probably why I'm going through this process as well.
Yeah, I can see that definitely.
Yeah.
You know what you said about being 21 and being in a room full of older people and you looking for knowledge? I was in the same case, man.
Word.
19, and that's when I started teaching salsa.
Ah, salsa.
Yeah, but it wasn't like a big city like Toronto, right? That was in a small town in France. Well, it's not small. It's like a medium-sized city, and I've been learning salsa for like a year and a half. And my teachers, I learned really, really fast. Mm-hmm. And my teachers were, after a year, telling me, okay, we're going to give you that class for beginners.
After a year?
Yeah.
Damn.
And yeah, and it was like a year of like teaching every week. 2 classes actually. It was the beginner and intermediate. And I had like 2 shows to choreograph at the end of the year.
At 19?
Yeah.
Damn. And the students were a lot older?
Oh yeah, there's some people who were like 50, 60 years old.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody was older than me in the room. And it was interesting. I still have the video. I'll show you.
I would love to see that. Yo, for those who don't know, this guy is the best. This guy is the man. Salsa, house, hip hop, New Jack City.
Yeah.
Afro-beats.
Yeah, I try things. That's it.
That's all you gotta do,
I get bored really easily.
Yo, I feel the same way, bro. I get bored real quick. So I feel like that's why I do a lot of things. But luckily I'm very artistic, so I can really just explore and do different things on my own.
Yeah.
I think that's the part I love the most.
You know what I do? I do too, and I've stopped for a few years now. It's choreographing, and I've done that a few years ago with Raul and Jojo. We did like a few shows, and I wanted to put something together. And I was actually gonna ask you if you wanna do that with me and Talib. We have a show we wanted to do, but anyway, let's not talk too much about this. But,
are you guys gonna pitch that at me and expect me to catch it? What?
Yeah. Me and Talib wanna do that Twin Tower shit, but we would need like you and Raul potentially.
Okay.
Yeah. You see some perspective here.
I see it.
Yeah.
I like it.
So anyways, so yeah, let's go back to the process. Like when did you start this process basically? And yeah, I was asking you the trigger, and I'm seeing that it's related to this all audition world maybe.
Yeah.
It's all commercial.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, yeah, I get it. Like it's I've seen like both of the worlds, like the underground dance scene and the commercial dance scene, and I see how this can be very nerve-wracking.
Very.
Yeah, especially when I see you dance, man. You're so authentic. So it's so you when you dance. You know, like it's that's how I really personally I separate you for a lot of dancers in the city. And yeah, so I can see why you look for this. Raul's the same.
Yeah, you know what it is, especially with Raul. I feel like we come from a place where we had a lot of experiences growing up, and we had to grow up real quick.
Yeah.
Because obviously we were. I can't speak for Raul, but I grew up in I wouldn't want to say the hood, but I grew up in a place where I was like less advantaged. So I seen things, and being at that age, you're not really supposed to see things, so you kind of see those things really and hear those things. Like, so you kind of grow up quick, and as you grow up you realize you're actually not supposed to experience those things at that age, just talking to other people. And through my dancing, I literally just take those experiences and the passion, and I just put it into the art. It's really all that is, to be honest. I feel like with dance you have to connect to something, really.
Yeah. Also, I find that art is very connected to struggle too.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't want to generalize, but it's true that places that has a lot of struggle usually have incredible art as well.
Exactly.
But it's just my personal observation.
No, but that is a fact, though. Like if you
hip hop,
think about it.
Hip hop come from that.
Exactly. I was just about to say that. Came from the streets. Even jazz.
Oh yeah.
Came from
blues, anything like.
Yeah. Came from the struggle that the African Americans went through slavery and stuff.
Yeah.
So there has to be like a struggle, or there's really no soul in it. There's really no passion.
Yeah. But it's also something that is also very related. When you look at Latino communities, their music, for example, is very, like, I don't want to generalize. I don't have a crazy knowledge about Latin music, but from what I know from salsa and everything, it's very happy. It's very related to party. But in the same time, I don't understand the lyrics, so I don't want to talk. Maybe there's a lot of stuff about, going through the struggle and like, motivating people to have hope and shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm starting to understand more of their English music, so.
The English music?
Well, I mean, like, like when you come from a country, like you listen to music and it's all about the music. You don't understand the lyrics.
Right.
So, and it's the same thing for a lot of countries around the world. They've been listening to American music, rap, hip-hop and everything, but they didn't understand shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then for me, like, it's been a few years that I start re-listening to some stuff and paying attention, and sometimes it's just a big disappointment. Sometimes like,
So like in hip-hop?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Who do you listen to the most? Like,
hold on. I wasn't prepared for questions.
Oh, my bad.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, usually I ask a lot of questions, but who I listen to the most, like rap or any type of English music?
I would say rap.
Rap.
Like who are you re-listening to?
Recently, I've been listening more to Das Effects. Yeah, this type of thing, and I'm paying more attention. A lot of boom bap rap, basically.
Boom bap, yeah, those are the purposeful.
Yeah, I really enjoy re-listening to Guru and Gangstars. Yeah, this type of generation. It's pretty much like a lot of that rap for me. Like I was really young, and my mom was listening to this.
Word?
Yeah.
Yo, your mom's a G, yeah. Straight up.
She used to work for a music label, so she got me into a lot of music. Like my first CD was Naughty by Nature, OPP.
Wow.
Yeah. You know that song? Arrested Development?
No.
Yeah, you know the song, but you just there's that song called People Every Day.
I think I heard it.
Yeah. She brought me to the concert. I was like 6 or 7.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Your mom is a G.
Anyways, and how about me? So let me go back to the process. I guess I'm very interested by that. Like, what do? You write? Like you just like reflect, or is it like all mental? You just have like a way to put your thoughts into perspective, like.
Well, it's basically all what you just said. I do write. I have to journal my thoughts.
Yeah.
So mostly in the morning, what I do is I wake up and I basically write down what I'm grateful for. So I have this like gratitude book. I write down like 3 to 4 things that I'm grateful for. So it could be literally, I'm grateful for the sun shining down. I'm grateful for the food that I have in my fridge. I'm grateful for the ability to walk. Anything like that, really. I also journal my day sometimes. Some things that affect me, what I like, what I don't like about myself and about others. And also it's a mental thing too. Whenever I have conversations with people, it's crazy because sometimes I'm having a conversation with someone and like I'm in the conversation, but my mind is like going through so many things.
Yeah.
And it's just like everything is like happening all at once. And as they talk, I'm kind of like observing what they say and basically analyzing how they say things. And trying to like put together what experience caused them to think this way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You overanalyze things a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. And I can't really shut that off right now. It's just like a thing that's happening. Yeah. What else did you say?
You have such you seems to have the type of mind that would be like a born creator.
I don't know. Like I'm still experiencing things now. I'm still understanding who I am. So I haven't really got to that point in my life where guess I create because I teach, so I have to create choreography and everything.
Yeah,
and,
but you packaging this as a deliverable for people learning. Have you also done this with like, you know, professional dancers to put like a creation that you put out there?
Well, I'm starting to do that now. I haven't really done it, I wouldn't say with professional dancers.
Yeah.
Like obviously I teach that. I taught at different studios and whatnot and had to do it for their comps, but it's different really. But now I am getting into that process, so I'm going to submit for Industry Night, which is happening July 14th this year. So hopefully I get it. I get in and get to showcase my work. So we'll see. Like once again, it's a journey. It's a whole process.
Yeah, man, I'll note that date.
Yeah.
I want to see that.
Yeah. Come through, bro.
No, but listen, like, it's funny because I told you my dad was a dancer, right?
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, I've heard some similar thing where, not similar, but the lessons that I've learned from him talking about his past is that he was working for like a company that was touring, and that was his passion, you know, it was dancing. That was him, right? And then when this gig stopped, he had to do something else that wasn't really what he wanted to do. Like he had really the passion for stage, and yeah, so there's one mode, like one side of the artist that was for him, and the rest, like it was really work.
Right.
To like he wasn't like a fan of like teaching or anything, so he just stopped because because the losing this gig, you know, he lost the light, basically, the sparkle.
Exactly.
And I think it was the same thing for teaching. I mean, like at some point, I mean, teaching is great. I admire people who transmit. They teach other people, and they do it like Raul. Like I have so much admiration for that guy. Every time he has so much energy to just, he loves teaching so much.
It's crazy, man.
And I'm like, wow. And he has like this natural energy that just bring people to his class. They just love being around him, you know.
Right.
Well, that's at least that's how I see it.
Yeah, I see it too. Like he has that type of energy that kind of penetrates the soul.
Yeah.
And it brings the best out of you.
Yeah.
Just by him being him, really.
Yeah.
Which is dope.
Yeah. And but I find that when you dance, you're like, there's a TED talk from this French dancer who talks about the different type of dancer you have. You have like the disconnected dancer, huh?
I need to watch that.
Yeah, but it's in French and there's no subtitles. I know. And he talks about how there's disconnected dancers, good dancers, and great dancers. And we don't care about the disconnected and great. He talks about and good. The great dancers are the people who just like, they stop time. You know, like you can't stop staring until he's done.
Word.
Right? And that's how I feel when I dance, man. Sometimes, you know, it's just like you're like, fuck, that guy delivers. Maybe that's what you need to do. I don't know.
No, but it's true. Like for me, it's almost like a spirit. I become a different person.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's almost like a spirit just takes a hold of my body and literally just, it happens, goes. And it doesn't happen all the time. Like sometimes I am disconnected. If I'm dancing to music.
I have some pretty shameful photos of you.
Shameful?
Like you doing faces and being so much good.
Yo, honestly, sometimes I look at these pictures and I'm like, what the hell was I doing? Like, I look like a fucking gremlin. Sorry, am I allowed to cuss?
Yeah, whatever.
Yo.
What's your best memory in the city? Like, what is the greatest memory you have of a job you had to do in your dance career so far?
Greatest memory of a job that I had to do. I would say, I don't know how long ago. This was probably like 4 years ago, when Esie Mensah did her production of Akoma.
Oh, I was there.
Yeah. And she asked me to be the lead in the production. Lord have mercy, was I nervous as hell. I think I was 22 at that time. And she trusted me to lead the whole production. When I say, like, the first night, I was shitting bricks. I'm not lying to you. I was standing behind the curtain before the first show started, and the backstage manager was like, okay, it's showtime. The amount of farts I let out. But as soon as I walked on that stage, I saw the crowd, I saw the lights, and I was like, okay, it's now or never.
Yeah.
You're already on this stage. You gotta do what you gotta do. Lay it out. And as soon as the curtains opened, I spoke. And then from there, it was literally like something literally just guided me throughout the whole thing. Like something literally just lifted me up, and it was like a breeze.
Yeah.
It just went. Everything just came out. It was amazing. And I want to thank Esie so much for giving me that opportunity, man.
Yeah, I can't wait to
that was a highlight. I think that's when I realized my potential.
Yeah, there's a few people like this you cross in your life that help you release or discover your own potential. It's a gift.
Right.
Sometimes, you realize it years later,
Mm-hmm.
Like in the moment it wasn't the greatest experience, but in your case it was just great, through it.
It wasn't great the whole time. It was hard for me throughout the whole process. But,
oh yeah.
Like the moment that the lights came on, that part was just awesome.
Yeah, it was the challenge of fire or something. I don't know how you said it in English.
Well, yeah, it was a challenge.
Yeah. It reminds me of, I didn't know they're building a Tesla charger here. Anyways. I remember a funny story, like a few years back when I started dancing house, and I was trying to like, the reason why I started wanting to do battles and everything was really to kind of like deal with my shyness and my confrontational side. And I remember I went to Juste Debout in Paris. I don't know if you know this battle, but
yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
Of course.
So I went to the prelims, and at the time, the prelims is really just dancers. There's no, muggles in the room, and it's really just dancers, and that's the qualifications and the prelims, and there's a lot of ciphers in the room,
Mm-hmm.
while people are warming up and everything. And I see this they're playing the house sets, and I see this cipher where there's all the biggest name in Paris, like all my teachers are there ciphering. I was like, shit, I want to jump in. And Mamson was my teacher at the time. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but
yeah, you told me about him.
Yeah, it was my teacher at the time, and I remember I was like, fuck, I need to jump in, and it was so intimidating. All those guys are like the best in the world, basically.
Right.
And I just jumped in and I did some bullshit. And then I jumped out and I was like, fuck, it was so bad. And then Mamson tapped me on the back. I was like, that was nice. I was like, yeah, thanks, man. You kind, but it wasn't.
But yo, at least you did it.
I know.
You got over
but yeah,
the
like
fear.
this. Yeah, that's the challenging part.
Yeah. And then from there, you understood how to maneuver yourself in those situations.
Yeah, it's important to fail, man.
Very.
Do you remember a failure that was like a big lesson for you?
A big lesson? I don't know.
Like a failure, something you said, fuck, like I did fail this thing, I need to do better than that.
Well, I know that I do feel a lot, but I don't have a big failure that has really taught me a big lesson. Maybe I just have to do more reflection on it. But
or something you would have done differently.
Taking care of my body, god damn it.
Yeah, I've heard some stuff about this.
Yeah, just understanding what it means to take care of your body, eating right, eating healthy, so you can sustain your body through all of the physical shit that we do as dancers.
Yeah.
Stretching more.
Yeah, you've been going through some like injuries and stuff.
Yeah, I had a meniscus tear.
Yeah, that one.
About 7 or 8 years ago.
Really?
Yeah. And still dealing with it now, just because whenever I tore it the first time, I was really stubborn in resting and healing. So probably like 3 weeks after I tore it, I went to go dance again, and then re-aggravated it. And I told myself, okay, you need to chill.
Yeah.
But it was so hard for me being a young dancer, because I really wanted to just get right back into it. You know, you just have like the fear of missing out.
Yeah.
So I went right back into it, and then really didn't take the steps to actually strengthen anything around it. So as the years went on, I kind of developed this thing called osteochondritis. I don't know, I did an MRI, that's what they told me. So it's basically like through the meniscus tear, there's like a bone that's sticking out through the cartilage, and that can just like re-aggravate from time to time if I'm not taking care of it, and if I'm doing like movements over and over again, like repetitive movements. So yeah, I wish I just told myself to like be patient and relax. I took the time to take care of myself, but you know, we live and we learn.
Yeah.
As we get older.
Well, I mean, like I was gonna ask, where do you see yourself long term with your dance career? But I mean, like if you're doing that process right now, I guess it's still blurry.
Yeah. Where I see myself at this point, and it's always changing for me, to be honest. It's a trait that I have. Can't stay in one spot. Ask Kayla, she knows.
Shout out to Kayla.
Shout out to Kayla.
Sensual healings.
Yeah. But for me, in like long term, I see myself really, I want to help others understand just not movement, but understand how to connect to something through dance, but to themselves, and understand their individuality. So someone like a movement coach, or maybe a director / choreographer.
You know, there's something I don't see enough is this process that all the dancers go through to try to drive their emotions through the movement, and to basically make dance as like a therapeutic instrument.
Yeah.
This connection is, I find, and I think Raul is doing that a lot, is really trying to teach people that, because there's such a social aspect and the psychological aspect to dance that could be beneficial for a lot of people, and I think a lot of people are looking for that.
Right.
When they go to dance classes, they try to, drive it, but a lot of people don't understand how to connect. It's pretty much like when you learn a language, but you don't know how to talk yet.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're learning a bunch of words, but you don't know how to form a phrase, you don't know how to express an idea.
Right.
And I think it's the same thing with dance. Like when you learn all those movements as a kid, that was part of a culture, it's part of you, so you know how to use them to express something, or like a feeling you have. But most people don't know how to do this, and I think that's part of what would make a great dance teacher. Or like, it's more like dance teachers are more like than just dance teachers,
right?
If they can help people
or
doing that
as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes I say I'm a therapist in my class. They just laugh. They don't really take me in seriously.
But yeah, there is definitely something like taking your classes, and that's for everybody. Like I express my own, that's my own experience with his classes. I stopped taking classes for years because when I was going to classes in Toronto, even with my friends, like taking their class, I didn't feel the joy of taking that class or even dancing. Like I took a step back from dance because I wasn't having fun anymore, and so I saw Akoma and I was like, okay, I'm gonna support my boy, and I came to your class. And back in France, I used to take my New Jack Swing class with my teacher, and that dance just makes me happy, man. Like the music, everything just makes me hype, and it's super tiring, but you just go, you don't care. And I had the same feeling coming to your class, man.
Wow.
You just laugh, you're just smiling. I remember smiling the whole hour. Through the whole hour, I was just very happy.
Actually, you know what I remember? I feel like after that class, or like a series of classes, you actually introduced me to New Jack City.
Oh yeah. New Jack City? You mean New Jack Swing, right?
Yeah, New Jack Swing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's I don't know, like it's very interesting what you can do, like being a dance teacher.
Yeah, I don't feel like people understand the power that they have.
Yeah, but I kind of I like that dance is becoming bigger and bigger nowadays.
You see it everywhere.
Yeah, it kind of turned into dancers have turned into clowns a little sometimes, but
what do you mean by that?
Well, it's dance is fun, but sometimes it's also like a serious thing too, in a way. Like it's not just clowning with like Fortnite. But yeah, it's I feel like sometimes dance is just turned into like
it's a mockery.
It's a kid thing, It's turned into something for kids when it's not a serious thing for adults. It's something to just meet girls or guys, like to for dating purpose or something like that. But for some people, it's very serious, and it brings a lot up to their life. Like a lot of people don't know that it's a very efficient way to prevent dementia.
Yeah.
For example. And yeah, I don't know. I just like that it's more and more present. Even if there's negative stuff, like I don't want to hate. I want to be positive, like TK Smooth.
Yeah. Well, there's always going to be a positive and negative in everything that we do, in every industry that we have. So yeah, the real will stay real. The fake will always fade out. Like it is. Stay true to yourself, really. and worry about you, stay in your own lane.
Actually, now I think about it, you said that you the dance industry with all those audition you're sent to. What would you change to make it more, I don't know, what would you change in this industry to make it more, I don't know, human or whatever, like whatever you think you find is not suited or not negative? Or if you were someone who auditioned for something, how would you do differently?
How would I do it differently?
Like if you were creating the audition, if you were the one who need to find dancers, what would you do differently that what you see has a dancer being auditioned?
Well, it's tough because obviously through the process you have to see the good and the bad to make a decision. But I feel like this industry just has to really realize who they are. So I really like connecting to the human of people. I don't really know how you would do that in an audition, to be honest. But I like connecting with good energy. Like I know there's people that are hella talented out there, but they can be hell to work with, to be honest. And for me, I really can't deal with that, to be honest.
Yeah, I can see that. So, but that's the thing that is very funny about audition is that you're just judging the performance, but behind it you can't really see the professionalism, people being on time, or people dealing with stress, or there's a lot of stuff that you can't see.
Yeah, exactly.
And this happened in my industry too, like the tech industry, like the way you're being interviewed, like you go through a long process, but it can't possibly really put in perspective someone's personality.
Right.
But it's true that at the end of the day, you've been paid for this your movement. Yeah, but there's the human aspect is maybe underestimated or something like that. I don't know.
Sometimes it is, for sure. Because then you get in a room with people, you might not even like them, but you got to be professional. You still got to do the job, really.
Right. So you didn't say like what would you do differently?
Yeah, I know. It was a tough question. I can't really answer it, to be honest.
Like, okay, so what do you think about this? What are my project I'm trying to put in perspective in maybe the next few years? We'll see. It's just an idea that I had, and I was trying to implement it, but maybe it's horrible. I don't know. But in any industry now, you have this type of like social media where you can give recommendations to your peers, that kind of stuff. Do you think that's something that would work for dancers? Since now it's very like, I find this is very like, friend stuff. Like you hire friends, you hire the people you know.
Yeah.
And it's not always the most talented, but maybe, there's a lot of bad side to this, but there's a lot of good side as well. But since like other industries, they do that kind of stuff. They work on recommendations. And now you can see a lot of stuff online. You have like ratings and different systems to kind of like evaluate people. You think that would be something useful for art, or not really?
It could be useful, and then again, it kind of already happens because people talk a lot in the industry.
Yeah.
So whenever somebody is like looking for somebody for work, they'll probably call up their boy and be like, "Hey, what do you think about this person?"
Yeah.
And that's basically like a recommendation.
I see.
The person can either say, "Yeah, I hate that person," because
wow, yeah,
they have some type of like personal beef or whatever.
Yeah.
Or the person can like actually vouch for them. So it could work, and it could not work because some people just really don't get along in the industry.
True.
And some people are just not professional. So it's really hard. I mean, to answer that question, it's kind of tough. There's a lot of things that you can, and there's a lot of things that you really cannot.
Yeah, people is.
Yeah, when you're dealing with people, it's not easy, man.
It's not easy. I get it. But yeah, it's a tough industry. But do you like? Sometimes it works out, right? Sometimes it's just you're in the right configuration. Oops.
Whatever is meant for you will be meant for you.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
Yeah. Have you ever been? So you mostly worked in the as an industry dancer, or have you done any more like underground stuff? There's no such thing as Afro-beats battle. There's more and more actually, you know.
Well, just keep a lookout because Black Stars is planning something.
Well, you do hip hop too, so I don't even want to label you as an Afrobeat dancer. You do a lot.
All versatile, but yeah, mainly Afrobeat.
Yeah. Have you entered any of the battles in Toronto?
The last time I battled was like I was hella young too. I was probably like 19.
Yeah.
That was probably the last time I battled. Then I got injured, and I really didn't want to fuck up my life.
Yeah.
So I haven't really done it in a while, to be honest. But I should really get back into it. So who knows? You might see me in a battle one of these days.
Well, no, I will only see you if you tell me when you battle because I don't go to those things that much anymore.
I'm gonna let you know.
Yeah. I'll come just.
A lot
for
of
you.
people been telling me to battle.
Oh yeah. Well, I saw you at Ubuntu last time.
Oh yeah, that was like, holy, the girls killed us.
I know.
God damn. He said, I know.
That was out of reality. This event, man. It was something. And it's so funny how it just all comes spontaneously.
I know. I love that part.
Yeah. And it's funny to see all those OG DJs and like people from like, you know, older generation that knew Toronto before that comes and like, holy hell, like what is this?
That's dope, especially for you, right?
I mean, like, I'm not responsible for it. I play the music, sure, we play the music, but at the end of the day, we started that together, if you remember.
Who, me and you?
Yeah, us, you, me, Ashil, and Esie. That was, you know, we wanted to do that. We wanted to push for more like African music and more dance.
In the city, right?
Yeah.
We did that. Conversations. But yeah, but you took initiative, so that's good on you.
Yeah. I can't. Yeah, the like honestly, like the idea is one thing, execution is another.
Right.
And without everybody's contribution, this thing doesn't exist. So I don't want to take. Sure, I'll organize, and I'm trying my best to keep it how it's supposed to be. To not turn into something that, you know, sells sex or just want it to stay like dance oriented.
Yeah, because it's not really about that.
Yeah,
culture's not about that.
Yeah, alcohol, money, or whatever. This is really just about us, you know, burning some energy.
Yeah, and having a human
connecting, right? Yeah. And it's funny because now there's a lot of little event that pops up, you know.
Yeah. See it too.
It's pretty funny.
We just gotta all come together, really support each other. Because the community is small, man.
I don't know. I don't want to see that as a community. More like a movement.
Yeah.
Because community is too enclosed, you know, like it's closing into a certain type of people.
Okay.
And like if you want to be, what?
Yeah, no, technical on me.
Yeah, I know. It's just like the word community is something for me that kind of like close doors when we want to open them.
Break it down for us. Come on,
So,
doctor.
Yeah, for me, and me and Achille spent a lot of time talking about this in the beginning, how we wanted to conceptualize this event and how we wanted to put something out there. And if you didn't like it, that's fine. You don't have to come back. But if you like it, bring people that you might think would like it too.
Right.
And it's a slow process, but ultimately, I had this conversation a few years ago. I don't know if you know DJ B-Boy Storm. He's from Europe, but he's a OG in breakdance, and we were talking about, you know, some people were hating about certain movies that commercialized like certain like hip hop dance, like breaking.
Yeah.
You know, that made it super commercial, like made the popping and locking super commercial. And people were hating on this, and he said something that was very interesting, and TK had the same mentality as well. He said that at the end of the day, the commercialization of things opened the way for people, opened the door for people to explore the underground and the more substantial art, right? Form of that art. And I really agree with this, you know, and I find that the most rich form of art, you need to be brought to it. And you need to search. It's like a pearl, man. Like, you need to open a lot of oysters to find the pearl, right?
Exactly.
It's not easy. The best music never come to you. You have to look for it.
Yeah, exactly. And the real ones will go out of their way and search for it. So
there you go.
That's all you can really ask for.
Really. So yeah, that's what we wanted to do, is like start with a few people who like this event, and then let them, you know, treat, if you have people who really bring a good energy, treat them well. And then we want them to bring other good people to enjoy with us.
Right.
So it's more like, that's why I think it's more like a movement than a community, because there's always different people. There's different people all the time, and it's funny because it looks like it's a group of 100 people that came together.
Yeah.
But they didn't know each other. You know what I mean? And well, there's obviously like a community behind it that always come, like you and all the other dancers, but there's a lot of other people that come, and they just come here once, and they still participate actively in what we're doing.
Exactly.
So yeah. Nah, man, it's and you know what? If you wanna do some creation and do them at Ubuntu, you be my guest, man.
So
Be my guest.
I'll be hype, yo. That'll be a little icebreaker.
Definitely.
Get the party started.
Create whatever you want. I'm down.
Gotta battle those girls again, though. I don't
That's
feel like
official,
it was fair.
girls. Next time.
I don't
it's
feel like it
revenge.
was fair. There was like 20 of them, and we had like who? Like we only had DKM, Raul.
Listen.
What do you like?
Listen. Those girls were 20 of them, and they were still all synchronized and shit. You guys were like 6 or 7. You guys danced together. You guys are all professional dancers, and you got roasted. Like, I don't even feel bad for you guys. And I saw you guys tried a lot, you know, but these girls
tried,
at some point.
Shit, we had killers too. Icy.
I know.
The Moonrunners were there. What the fuck?
I know. You guys have been dancing together for so long.
How?
I know. That
They
was
fucking literally half of them just met each other.
I know. That's the best part. Yeah, that's the best part. No, there's a little group that was like the core of it, and then this true, there's a bunch of girls that just met. I was like, what? That was perfect.
Oh man, nah, rematch, man.
Rematch. You hear? So it's an official call out right now.
Yeah. It's a call out. You already know who I'm talking about. You already know who it is.
April 20th.
April 20th. On the dance floor.
Rematch.
12 a.m.
You know the one that moved, right?
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah. In case people don't know yet, we have to deal with this. You know, it's a little less central, but yeah. There's some more stuff coming.
They said real people will search, the real people will find it.
I know, right? So I'm trying to be positive about this. But yeah, real people will search. But it's not even that far, it's Midtown. Whatever. So yeah, who would you love to work with in this city, by the way? Or even out of the city?
Out of the city. In the city. Does it have to be a dancer?
No.
In the city.
Tough questions, eh?
I know, right?
Someone you just like maybe cross paths so many times we never work with, and you're like, huh?
Codie.
Oh, really?
Codie, holla at me. Codie, if you're watching this right now,
that would make sense.
Holla at me. Codie is like, she's the one. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Like, she's one of those people, as we talked about, whenever she dances.
Yeah.
This is a real connection.
She supported Brain Freeze a lot.
Right.
Like, we did a lot of workshops back in the beginning. We stopped for a little bit, but we did a lot of workshop in the beginning. It was all about that and like creating battles and everything. And she supported a lot of that.
She's dope, man.
She came to a lot of it. Yeah, I'm very glad that she rides herself on that path. She's she's out there.
She is. She's killing the game, bro.
Yeah. I don't know, like I just hear everything. I just see her in like more videos and stuff like that, and I just, at the time, like we were talking about, I was like, yeah, she's definitely gonna go somewhere good,
Definitely.
Yeah, I would see that.
So yeah, Codie. Footnotes. Shout out to Mariano and Pyro. Been dying to work with them.
Esie's recently started, right?
Yeah, she told me. Yeah, if I get a Sunday off, I'm just gonna pop in. Literally.
Talib is also doing that right now, apparently.
Yo. Footnotes is just, I feel like if I join Footnotes, it's just like a level up. Be in the hyperbolic time chamber and just.
Yeah. And what about outside of the country?
Outside of the country. Well, this person is from Toronto, but he lives in LA. Was Luther Brown?
Oh yeah.
His movement is just like, this is where I'm from. Like, it's where I'm at. Just grungy, stupid. He just doesn't give a shit.
Have you traveled to Europe yet?
Yeah, I actually went in 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah, we Esie brought us there with Dance Immersion.
Okay.
Which is also an amazing collective of artists founded by Vivine. If you guys don't know who that is, she is an amazing woman. Gives a lot of opportunities to emerging dancers in the city. But yeah, we flew down to Birmingham, UK to perform.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember Laurieann million videos.
Yeah.
That you must have done them. It was a lot.
It was.
Cool. And I mean, like, obviously Esie is part of like people who influenced you a lot, but do you have any other teacher or influencers in your dance career so far?
I have Shameka Blake. Shout out to her. Not only as a dance teacher, but as a life teacher as well. She taught me a lot. I got George Jones, who I'm currently working with now, with the vibe, training under him. Just like allowed me to see how I can bring my my natural side from my Afro-beats and incorporate it into like what he does in hip-hop, and understanding like the movement in my body everybody has something different that they bring to the table, and yeah, it's an inspiring thing to be around them. Like whenever we're sessioning, it's like it's crazy. That's all I can say. It's a vibe. So shout out to them, Greg, Nazar, Eds,
Oh yeah, Greg. Like I haven't.
Cramps, E-Man.
I was expecting to see him as at Esie's event the other day.
Oh yeah. Well, he's busy too. He got twins.
Yeah. Lots of work.
He's a whole father to 2 children.
Yeah. So what about your rap career?
Oh, we gonna spit some bars? You gonna beatbox? Drop the beat?
I don't have anything here, and I don't wanna.
You're not gonna beatbox for me?
I don't wanna kill my rap.
You don't want to kill your rap.
No, I'm just kidding. Like, you caught me off spot, man. Right now, like, you can just drop a beat. Like, I need to have something.
All right.
Next time.
Okay.
Checking it out. Right? Yeah.
Are you basically just saying like I'm terrible?
No. I want to listen to it, man. I want to listen to it.
Okay.
We're gonna do a special. You know, like a special live video featuring Plantain Percy on the 1s and 2s. You know what? Next Ubuntu, I'll give you the mic.
I don't think that's a good idea.
You know, I think it's a great idea.
I'll take it.
You know, I'll try to need to work out with some producers with some Afro-beat, and maybe you can do something.
Yo, come through. If you know any producers, come through.
Listen, man, I think we're gonna close that shit up right now.
Yes,
Thank
man.
you so much.
Thank you as well, bro. Appreciate it.
And girls, April 20th as the rematch Ubuntu. Hey!